Hi, welcome to Go with Yin Yoga. I'm Judy. Today I have a practice for you that is centered around Ishwara Pranidhana. And if you don't know what that means, it means many things. It's one of what's called the Niyamas. They are personal practices. So as we move through grief sometimes, and even before when we're caretaking, a lot of times our good habits get put to the side, no matter how hard we try. I know it did for me, absolutely. I've just gotten back into a little baby stepping into some strength training, and oh my goodness, it feels so good. And it has to happen sometimes. It just has to happen. So Ishwara Pranidhana is about surrendering to the divine. Letting go of expectations of what the grief process might be like, which might be very different for you than it is for me. I'm going to suggest a blanket, potentially, for your practice today. I'm sitting up on a block. I do suggest you have one or two blocks. Two would probably be better. And then go ahead and join me on your mat in an easy, comfortable position. And take your attention to everything you hear in your room, outside your room. Begin to notice your breath, moving in and out through the nose. You'll be noticing that it slows down, perhaps as your breath slows down. You feel a little calmer. Notice the feel of the support beneath you, whatever that might be, helping you to feel very safe and held, really held. And lastly, if it feels comfortable for you, go ahead and close your eyes and just continue to breathe in and out through your nose, allowing yourself to arrive in this time for yourself on the mat. Obviously, you don't need to be grieving to get a lot of calming out of this practice, a lot of grounding as we move from spring into summer. As you might notice today, it feels a lot more like early spring for us than it does like summer. A couple of days, it's gonna really feel like summer, and that's the way weather is. And I just wanna share a little bit today. I had already picked this intention, and go ahead, that now is a good time to set an intention of your own. I had already picked this intention of Ishwara Pranidhana. It's something I've done quite a few practices on this channel in the past. Some of them will be linked up at the end of this video. So today I was getting a little frustrated, as we often feel in springtime, as we're trying to grow and evolve. And I'm trying to get Bandit out for a walk. And it says, 100% chance of rain until like 1 o'clock, something like that. And I'm like, oh, great, we should be able to get out for a walk. It starts raining much earlier, of course. And then it says, it's going to rain for a while. And around 1 o'clock, you're going to have a break. No, that didn't happen either. 15 minutes later, it said it would rain soon. And sure enough, it actually did. Finally, it said it was going to rain around 2 o'clock. I just finished lunch. And I was like, okay, we're going to go for it. And I'll do a shorter walk. At least I'll get some kind of walk. And we started walking. Bright sunshine, mixed clouds. This is great. And I could feel the temperature dropping. I could feel the wind moving. I could see the clouds beginning to choke out the sunshine. And the temperature dropped. So it got rained on a little bit, not too bad. So, when we have expectations and we hold on to those expectations, it doesn't feel good. We get angry. we get frustrated, irritable maybe. All these are feelings that are common in the wood element of spring, even though we're very, very close to summer. So you can think about that. And as we move through this practice, I offer you the following affirmation: I surrender expectations. And go ahead and return to that again and again. One last breath. Exhale out through your mouth, letting out any stale negative energy coming off of any props you may be sitting on. And actually, I'm going to stay on my prop. So I'm going to suggest for you as well. Somehow I was thinking we were doing full butterfly, but we're doing half butterfly. Take one leg out to the side, bend the other leg so that your foot is coming in towards your body. Half butterfly. This can feel more accessible to some people than full butterfly. If your knee is bent, that's perfectly fine. If it's really, really bent and you feel like it's bothering you, you just grab that blanket and you roll it up and you just put it right under that knee. That's what props are for, to bring your mat, whatever surface is below you, closer to you so you can release muscular tension and get more into the connective tissue of your body. And if you'd like, you can also walk your body forward. If you have low back issues, this may not be in your yoga toolkit, and that's okay. You can just stay just like this. But you can walk your hands forward, and over time, maybe you walk them forward a bit more. And maybe you walk them back a little bit if you feel like something doesn't feel right. And tuck your chin just a little bit if you feel like your chin is jutting up and your neck is crunched. Last couple of breaths here. And then slowly walk your hands back towards your torso. If you've come forward, go ahead and take the opposite leg out from your body. About a 45-degree angle, I guess. Bend the other leg so that your foot is close to your body. And again, if you want a little more comfort in that straight leg, you can go ahead, take the blanket, place it under your knee. Can you feel your muscles beginning to loosen? You breathe into any space where they're holding on and gripping. And perhaps you walk forward a little bit with your hands, surrendering to the earth, surrendering expectations. In today's practice, we're getting into our back, mostly our low back, and also into our hips, a little bit into the inner legs as well. Last couple of breaths here. Your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your body. Go ahead and remove that blanket if you are using it. Take the soles of your feet to your mat, a little wider than hip width apart. Lean back on your hands and then just allow your knees to fall to one side, the other, a little counterpose to help any tension that may have built up. And then take your legs straight out in front of you, again leaning back on your hands behind your hips. Open your heart and say to yourself, I open my heart. Feeling the rebound, feeling any energy that may be moving throughout your body. Last breath here. And then walk yourself upright. Go ahead and take both legs out to the side. Doesn't matter what angles. Hopefully sitting a bit forward on a block or a bolster or some folded blankets can help it feel a bit more comfortable in Dragonfly pose. Again, okay to have your knees bent, not a problem. And if you feel like maybe you need something under those knees, folded blankets, a couple of blocks work very, very nicely. I surrender expectations. And perhaps again, walk your hands out in front of your body. Make sure that the neck is not being crunched, maybe tucking the chin just a little bit. Notice where that moves the sensation in your body. By taking the hands in front of the body, I feel it more in my inner legs, which is our target area for Dragonfly. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up to your ears. See if you can soften them. Allow them to fall back down. And maybe reach forward a little bit more. Making sure to listen to your body. If you feel pain, you know you've gone too far and you need to come back from that edge. Last couple of breaths here. Again, walk your hands back towards your body. Bring those legs together, straight out in front of your body. Lean back on your hands behind your hips, opening up your heart. And this time say to yourself, I open my mind. Feeling your rebound. And the last breath here. And slowly nod your chin, walk your hands so that you're upright. This time please do come off your block, but keep it close by. Turn to face the short end of your mat. Come into a tabletop position. Take your big toes together to touch. Knees come out wide from either side. Or grab your block. Go ahead and slide it between your feet. Go ahead and just sit your hips back onto the block. Your glutes, really. So I happen to really love child's pose, but not everybody does, and I know that. That is one way to make it a little more comfortable. If your ankles really are protesting child's pose, you can roll up a littler towel, a smaller towel, or you can use a towel like this and put it underneath your ankles. And if you have real trouble between your legs, you go ahead and place that blanket right between your legs like that. And then come all the way down. And often I say to bend your elbows to either side, which of course you can do. But because we are surrendering, I like to take my head down to the mat or a block, stretch my arms straight out in front of me, palms pressed together. I surrender expectations. breathing deeply in and out through your nose. See if you can feel your ribs in the back of your body moving apart on your inhale, coming back together on your exhale. And last couple of breaths here. Go ahead and place the palms of your hands onto your mat. Sorry, good. Slowly walk your hands back towards your torso. Come on off of any props you may have used. Put them off to the side. Bend your knees. Take your legs straight out in front of you. Slowly come all the way down to your back. And then inhale, take one hand in towards your body, towards your chest, and the other hand into wind pose. A little counter pose for child pose. And go ahead and release your legs. Let them come down to the mat. Take one leg straight out from your body, and the other, roughly hip width apart or a little wider. Allow your feet to fall out to either side. And hands come out from your body. To further ground yourself, allow your palms to be down onto your mat. Or if you'd like to receive, if there's something you'd like to receive, allow your palms to face up. Coming into our Savasana, maybe taking your attention back to that intention that you set at the beginning of the practice, or the one that I offered, which was, I surrender expectations, Ishwara Pranidhana. Speaking of expectations, I had really hoped that maybe I would soon start filming outside again. If you were with me last year, I don't think I filmed outside at all. But in the previous years, I have a platform, and I love practicing out there. I love filming out there. However, and today is very cool. It would have been way too cool, and it needs some cleanup, a lot of cleanup. But next week in my area, it's going to be quite warm, actually, very summer-like, appropriately. However, Bandit, whom is just about off camera at the moment, but is behaving himself, he is a 16-year-old dog, and last fall he has a growth on his paw pad, actually. It's benign, thankfully. And the vet said she didn't recommend surgeries, especially because of its location, unless it started bothering him. And at the time I said, what does that mean? What do you mean? And then this past week, that became really obvious. It had slowly been bothering him more and more, and we knew that. And then one day, after getting ready for bed, I came into this bedroom and found he had gnawed at it so much that it bled, not all over, but it was a fair amount of blood for a little dog. Anyway, so long story short, we're going to the vet tomorrow. Obviously, as this is being filmed, our suspicion is that we may have to do the surgery now. I would really appreciate your good thoughts and prayers. He is a 16-year-old dog. He is still in heart failure as well, but just the beginning stages, thankfully. So the whole point of sharing that with you, my expectations about filming outside once again, now that I have a little bit more time and a tiny bit more energy, basically at the moment he has to be watched, not 24/7 because he sleeps well, thank goodness. But when he's awake, he has to be watched pretty much all the time. We'll see what the vet says tomorrow, but he wears a collar sometimes. One night we had it bandaged up, and I just didn't think about it. My husband took a shower. I was getting ready for bed. Bandit was downstairs, which is how he accessed outside, and I just didn't think about it because he does that a lot. Turned out he was gnawing on it, and it had bled all over the carpet, but that's okay, the carpet's really old. Anywho, so I may have to give up those expectations of being able to film outside because he just needs to be supervised all the time, pretty much. Okay, I'm very sorry to interrupt your Savasana. If you haven't done so already, close your eyes if that's comfortable for you and allow yourself to just be held and feel safe. Feel like this is the one time in your day there is nothing for you to do and nowhere for you to be except right where you are, right here, right now. If you need to move out into the rest of your day, go ahead, allow your breath to begin to deepen, coming back into this moment, in the present. Feel free to stay in Savasana for as long as you'd like. But if you're moving into the rest of your day, go ahead and begin to take any small movements you need. Maybe turning your head from side to side, circling wrists and ankles, maybe stretching up over your head, your arms, as you bring yourself back up into an easy seated position. Inhaling, take the palms of your hands together in front of your heart, bringing the thumbs into the heart, pressing in, slightly bowing your head over your hands. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be free from pain and suffering. May you easily let go of expectations to invite more joy into your life. Inhale, exhale, slowly blink your eyes open, taking in your mat, allowing your hands to fall into your lap or on your knees, and raising your head, hopefully with a smile on your face. I hope that this was a very calming practice for you today. That was my intention. I am going to link up. Actually, I wanted to share with you just a few more practices that are helping me as I move through grief. One of them is being in nature. I had a wonderful day out with a couple of friends last week. Unfortunately, it looks like that may be coming to a close with Bandit, but we'll see what happens. But I can still be out in nature on our deck in our backyard. Journaling. I'm not journaling at the moment. A little bit in my art journal. But that can be very helpful to take the time and good for surrendering those expectations as well, writing them out in your journal. Prayer, perhaps, if you are a prayerful person. I do pray a little. I'm not super religious. I consider myself to be very spiritual. And finally, right about now, there should be several practices that come up on your screen. There is a short surrender meditation that you can add onto this practice. If you're interested in another practice somewhat similar to this, there's another 40-minute practice that is Yin Yoga for surrender. And if you'd like a longer practice, I think it's a fall equinox practice. I'm not quite sure. And it's a restorative practice, actually, which I don't do too many of. And so that one's a long one. It's almost an hour. Thank you so much for joining me today. Go ahead and click the like button if you enjoyed this practice. It helps more people to find me in free Yin Yoga. And if you'd like to practice with me again and also help other people to find more free Yin Yoga, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that as you move through whatever it is you're moving through, you can at least begin to think about, where am I holding certain expectations? Can I let go of those expectations? And if I am able to, how does that make me feel? So those are some good questions for some journaling.